Okay, we've got automatic water feed. So catchment off this is going down that gutter into some olive bins up the back, just sort of cheapy throwaway bins. And then it's plumbed in purely to this. So this is just a horse feeder, yeah, or smaller than a horse feeder, but it's an automatic feeder with a float in it. Unscrew the bottom. I've got the dirty water coming out. I'm going to give it a bit of a rinse. And then it will fill by itself up until the float stops it. So they've got clean water so long as somebody comes and undoes that at the bottom. So I'm just going to close that up now. These are like second daily chores. And then you notice in here, if we don't let the chickens out into that run, they're stuck in here and they're free to come through here. So if nobody comes during the day, they're safe in here. And I think that's important if you're building a chook house. All those people who just build a tiny little coop, and they're either in the coop or then open to the whole world, you've got to get home before dusk to let them back. I don't do that. How often do you go to the movies and you don't get back from Sunbury until 10 p.m? You've forgotten. Chickens are gone. I've never had that done because my chicken is like this. They're free in here, and if you don't let them out here for a week, they're still okay so long as you've got food in here and stuff to scratch around. So always try and incorporate your run with your coop, and then you can let them out beyond here or out there at your leisure when you're home. Now, I catch flies at home. I just thought I'd bring this as a little interesting thing today. That's since yesterday, and I got 8 of these. I only bought 1 of them. Be prepared for a smell, but I don't know how these chickens are, but mine absolutely love this. So, I just thought this is good for the kids. Hey kids, come and watch this. Have a smell, guys. Come on. You'll love it. Wow! Is everybody... Okay, I'm going to pour it in there, catch the flies. Alright, that'll be enough. Now, I have to put...
Some of them are still alive.
Yeah, some of them are still alive. Are the chickens here yet? Let's put that there. You give that to the chickens, and I'm going to pour this very special fluid back in. When you buy these at the... Didn't want them?
She will.
Bit stressed. Mine, absolutely, when they even hear that they smell it, they know they're coming. And with my 8 catches like this, there we go, with my 8 catches like this and my 20 chooks, I catch 500 grams of flies a day with their maggots.
Per thing?
No, altogether.
Okay.
You know, whatever that was, 8 times.
Okay.
Some more than others, depending where the wind's coming. I put it in there, and within 30 seconds, my 20 chooks has finished the lot. They almost scoop them up, mouthful, and they just love it.
Wow.
So you think about the protein source. They're not rotten because I do it every day.
I was just going to ask that because of the smell. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
No, a lot of that's the smell of the attractant. They're not bad, and it's only an attractant. It's not a chemical or something, or they're not rotting away. Yeah. Yeah, it's the little packets you buy with these. Apparently you can chop up liver and dry it and stuff, but I just use the packets. And when it turns green, it's active, it's ready to go. So there you go, little interesting aside, and I'll put the lid back on, and then just hang it up. And you can see all the maggots, they release them when they live. But that, you know, isn't that a win-win?
Yeah.
Because you've got flies all around your chook run. Now this ground here, they're free to dig in here, but we don't have a rooster. And a rooster's purpose really, apart from the obvious, is to actually dig the ground in big chunks and then call his girls over, hey, look what I've got under here, come and get it. Because he's got the big claws, the big spur, and you watch him, he'll get a whole big clump like that and turn it over and break it up and say, here girls, and there we are. You know, hey, look what I've found, a whole thing of worms. We don't have one here, so I usually have a pitchfork, which is over there, and turn it over in big clumps, and they'll work on that clump all day. Otherwise, it's a hard mat and they can't get through it. So this deep litter method, you've got to keep turning it over. And then eventually, during winter, we mucked out all of this to that deep. And can you see the centre apple bin? There, the centre bin? That filled that to about, well, it's now that height. It actually went to that height and it's now collapsed down. And when I come out, we'll just turn it over and see how it's doing. But that needs another 6 months. But the contents of it were perfect. We've got chicken manure as nitrogen everywhere. It's full of it. We've got scraps of food they haven't eaten. We got bits of shredding that spill out from the chicken run, which I bring in from work. It's cross-cut shredding, so it doesn't get tangled and all that yuck, you know, and you certainly can't read it for security purposes. So, since this is a public arena, but that's fine. And their laying boxes are full of this. And it's better than straw, which is organic with hollow straws where mites and spiders and all sorts of things live in. This is not really a normal forest floor thing, so it's good in there. We don't have, in fact, I can't see any mites on their legs. They're doing well.
How can
So,
you change it, Greg?
which one? Shredding? Yeah, we rake out what's there. That's fairly new last week. About a 2-monthly job. Because it gets thick, their poo is in there, and it gets thick with poo, but that absorbs, it's dry poo, it's just like a mat. And you drag the mat and break it apart out here. Yeah, and other ingredients in here, wood ash. There's here. So, you've all got fires probably at home, you're probably just spreading it on your garden. If I do this at home, and they come and bathe in there, fluff it up, cover themselves, they look grey, they might start white and they look grey when they come out. And then as they wander around, they flap it out. And they're actually spreading the ash all around. And we got charcoal in that, which is good for absorbing acids and poisons in your compost. And acidic compost is not good, it means it's anaerobic. So this is, a lot of people, the Amazonians used to add charcoal to their compost. And the ash is a good source of potassium. So where's the potassium going to end up? In the compost, in the garden. Okay, so the ingredients are all getting there, but we're not sort of looking at this NP, whatever it is, ratio for compost and measuring up, and you have to put this. It's just the right mix in the end, and if it's not, it'll work itself out. You know, keeping things simple. All right, and fox-proof too, so important. Fox-proof. External access for eggs. No need to, you're in your Uggies, you don't want to walk through here in the morning. So the laying boxes are connected to the outside. Great for kids, it's at a low height. And fox-proof, this wire goes down. A lot of people have misconceptions. They think if you just take the wire to the ground, that's enough. I'm sure most of you know this. The problem is, foxes will dig under anything to any depth, just about. But they won't dig, they haven't got the brains to think, I can't get through that corner, I'll come back and then dig under. So this wire comes out to about where your feet are there.
So about a foot out.
About, yeah, 300 mil. So the front of the toe is there. So a fox will dig in the corner and give up. He won't go back to where your foot is and dig down and then in. That's the trick. So obviously if the wire came in this way, it wouldn't work, would it? That would stop chickens getting out, but that's not what we're worried about. It would allow foxes in. So that's the trick. And yeah.
You've used the fine wire rather than...
Yeah, I didn't recommend it. Other people did. They wanted to keep sparrows out, was their principle, because they eat a lot of the seed. Yes, I was worried the fine wire. I use heavy duty chicken wire at home because foxes will chew all night on normal chicken wire and they'll get through it. If you've ever bent wire and they make their hole in it, it's amazing. So I'm surprised this has not given way to foxes, but maybe it's too fine for them to get their teeth into and actually gnaw at. And they did put a second layer at my recommendation along the bottom just in case. But yeah, too many people have just put their cheapy wire up. 2 years down the track, it's a bit rotten, it's a bit rusty, and they come out in the morning, there's a nice neat hole been made. And I've had chickens now, I've got more than 20 chickens, I've had them for 7 years. I've never lost a chook to a fox, and I don't think many people can claim that. Most people have got a story of learning their lessons the hard way, and I just hate that story, losing the lot.